Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Can you are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And if you are able to see my screen, means this is a one SNOMED international browser. Like in that we have a many other tools. And I'm starting with this our browser. Like let me show one interesting topic browser here. Once you open the browser, you will get an idea. Software and tools. The browser. Before starting that, I'll tell what is the difference between this SNOMED CT and ICD. 1 second. Yeah. This is a one SNOMED CT browser, which is developed by NLM, like National Library of Medicine, which is actually under the Unified Medical Language System. UMLS is a one particular language. These have many systems of our many system like ICD, CPTs, and like that. We have a system, one system particularly called SNOMED system. This SNOMED system, which deals with this, which is based on the concept model. Which based on the concept model. Like in same like our ICD codes are depends upon the based upon the particular chapter. If it is present on the ICD codes are given and classified based upon the chapters, like diabetes one chapter, cancer one topic, and neoplasm table of drug. It is very well classified tool. Only if you search and go to the particular chapter, we'll end up with the right code in the alphabetic index and tabular index. It is programmed in that way. We are well versed about the thing. But the main difference between the SNOMED CT and ICD codes is ICD codes are classified based upon sections and chapters, but SNOMED codes are like powerful tool which are based upon the ontology. Ontology means body systems. Each body systems, let's say here in SNOMED terminology, these body systems will call it as concepts. If any clinical findings, any body system particularly, we are able to check based upon the ontology type. I'll explain what is a concept model. Like these SNOMED codes are like mission readable concept model, like MRCM, mission readable concept model. Like if the patient is coming with the fever, and if the electronic medical record which passes through this SNOMED algorithm, the SNOMED algorithm should understand what is the fever and what is where the fever is exactly directed in our concept, whether it is a clinical finding or an observation or anything. Total, we have a concept list. It should understand the mission readable concept model. Like these SNOMED codes are a very powerful tool to analyze the whole medical records and whole clinical phrases listed in the EMR, and not only EMR, any clinical phrase. Until it is clear, means I'll jump to the next topic. I'll start. Do you have any doubts? Yeah.
Yes, Chaitanya.
Yeah. See.
Can you repeat?
Yes. Yeah.
Not understand.
Yeah, I know. I'll show it. Today, I'm not going to complete a whole the topic. I'll give the fun example. This is one SNOMED International CT browser. Like SNOMED codes are nothing but same like CPT or ICD codes, which are designed by the NLM. This SNOMED which is present in the in their own version, Australian, New Zealand version, and international version is a worldwide globally accepted, which we are opening this one. Okay, in this here, if we see I am giving the example like how to browse the thing. If we see the taxonomy, clinical finding is a one taxonomy. Like if we see the taxonomy, like what we'll see in alphabetic index, tabular index, and ICD, right? ICD book, right? Same way, this
Yes.
SNOMED CT concept. This SNOMED CT is based upon the concept. This concept is like clinical finding. Under clinical finding, we'll get the all the data which are available in the clinical findings only. This is one concept. And same like there are many concepts which are involved in this part. How they are involved, how they are added in our clinical findings, like I'll tell. If suppose if the patient is coming with the fever, like this is the one browser what we are seeing. This is all the ontology clinical concepts. Like if we go on the search item, like this is a one browser what we are going to search here. If we search the fever, like any 3 characters, if you write within a second, they'll give the many findings here. See, fever, Q fever, hay fever, cat fever, and this is a detailed explanation of this finding. And this is the one. If again, if suppose if you want to check the shoulder fracture, no need to give the correct phrase also. We can give just show SHO FRA. It will give all the data which are related to the shoulder, 43 matches. No need to give the exact the thing also. Just if you give the fracture, it will give the what are the categories which are present in our with the starting with the FRA. FRA show. It will give the
Like
all the
ICD only.
yeah, like ICD. But ICD we should give the exact term, but it will use any randomly, like anemia, any blood. If you
Yes,
write
yes.
anything like blood, it gives this, it gives all the possible scenarios. If you see here, the here substance which is present here, right? Blood substance which is present in the I mean what we call, which is present in the parenthesis or bracket, which is call it as semantic tag of the blood. Blood classes is a substance which gives the thing. If suppose fever we are seeing in one finding, another one is disorder. Like if the fever which is present in the clinical data, like finding, like either 94 or 95 values, it will take as consider as a fever. Q fever is a disorder. The inserted bracket one will call it as semantic tag. The term which we are searching, it is a one concept. Like what we'll search as a medical terminology, here we will call it as a concept. This concept model based upon this many other concepts. See, these are the semantic tags. The usual semantic tags we'll find under this disorder finding, medicinal part, any observation. T. If you click on the observation, it will show on the only phase of fever, pattern of fever, character of fever. Like it will give the only observation values. I mean observation means what is the status. If fever is present, yes, no. If the data is present only with the recorded statement, then it is considering as a observation value. And if it is we are clicking on only disorder based, it gives the only disorder thing. Am I confusing, or shall I repeat again?
Understand.
Yeah, here which is one is concept model, and one more thing is, see, there is a one other concept is reference set, REF set. This is ref set. Where this concept model is derived from means this is the one OW axion reference set and CTV SNOMED simple map. These reference sets, from this reference set, this concept model is derived. Like which giving like where this concept model is taken. Like the SNOMED browser has taken this fever from the concept model clinical finding, and we have a reference set on again this thing. Okay. Like which gives the what is the where it is actually taken. It is considering from this fever is we have many references where it is taken. It is showing here. If suppose if you are going with a Zika virus, Zika fever, here they are giving, see here again the concept model divides into two parts. One is parent, another one is children. For this, for parents, nothing but the primary section we call it as parent, and the subsection we call it as section we'll call it as parent, subsection we'll call it as children. For Zika virus, disorder is a semantic tag, and Zika virus we can say it as a this is a one character, this is a one complete description. Zika fever or Zika virus disease. And SCT ID, right? This is a SNOMED ID, SNOMED CT. This is the code we have to give 3928002 for Zika virus disease. Okay, if we search on the only particular fever, again see here, it parents gives the information what is a fever. Fever which is abnormal body temperature finding. Again, fever can be given, we can find as in the following information synonyms: fever, febrile, pyrexia, pyrexial. These are the common terminologies. And SCT ID is one SNOMED code, and this axiom, like the report based upon the reference set, this axiom interpret what is fever. Fever is nothing but body temperature has interpreted above the reference range. If it is present above the reference range, we assume that is as a fever. And this is a one parent, and these are the subsection children. Along with the fever, these are the following fever concepts which are present in our SNOMED. They are giving this information. Okay. And until now it is clear. Am I making sense?
Is that parents and children's confusing that?
No, nothing to confuse. There is no actual linkage.
Here, if the what I mean, if it is for adult, we can take from adult only, or if it is for children, we can take for children only.
Yes, like that only. Yes, and this is the actually, and we are seeing on the summary. If you go on the details, it gives a terminology of fever. What are the possible terminology, and what is the definition, like body temperature observed above range. These are the terminologies given here, and based upon the, this is a one reference set, United States of American language references. The detail is this fever is concept model derived from this reference set, any of the one reference set, and if you go on this is the actual, how they are interpreting the body temperature. Like if general fever is, it is fine. If fever interpret, this is the one terminology I'll explain tomorrow. And one more important one is, if you search on this reference set, these are the possible reference sets for this fever. Where this concept is derived from this reference set. If you see under this thing, SNOMED CT mapped to ICD-10 also, we are getting IR59 code. It is one SNOMED set mapping. And MEDRA mapping is also given here. And MEDRA mapping, it is giving us another set. And along ICNP is another form of mapping, which is same like ICD, and it is mapping to this one. CTV3 is a one kind of mapping. It is mapping to fever as this one. These are the different set of mappings which are available in the globally. They are mapping this fever to the other possible combination. One we know is ICD-10. Okay.
Yes.
And these are the four reference set membership where the fever code is derived, how they are taken means these are the possible reference sets. Okay. And this is the variation history, when it is started, where how it is derived, version references. And these are the type, what is the type, preferred type, what is the concept ID, and where it is, it giving the information. And one more interesting one is expression. And we'll call it as this one as expression constraint queries, which is nothing but expression constraint queries, nothing but ECL query. ECL query is a typical SNOMED language which is derived, which is for understanding these clinical findings only. It is not a SQL, nothing. It is only used to find the appropriate synonyms. Like if I'll show one example, SNOMED CT, how to use this browser for ECL. See, expression constraint language is the one form of language which is only particularly for this SNOMED concept. If you go under the sixth example, if you search on the simple expression constraint, we'll find this simple one. See here, this is a one code. I'm just copying here and I'm pasting here. If I execute this one, it will give the clinical finding preferable ID, this one. This 4046 is which is for only clinical finding data. If suppose the clinical finding, if is given written like this, which is nothing but descendant, which is less than. If it is given like this, suppose if we execute this, what are the clinical findings which are deficiency or descendants, which are lower than the normal, which gives the whole the data. This is actually ECL is a one kind of query language to understand by writing one simple task. Like let's take see, we are giving the query like diabetes mellitus. The concept ID for diabetes mellitus is 73009. If we go on the concept ID, what is 73009 like diabetes disorder? The two hyphens which we are given, right? This is for descendant of, which indicates all the satisfied descendants of this model. Like what are the present, what are the concepts which are present under this diabetes? What are the possible combinations? We'll to get all the possible combinations for diabetes, we just write a one simple query. It's yielding the results with the different forms, like which is for same clinical findings. To understand the clinical finding by writing any simple format, we are giving this kind of ECL query. Don't get confused. I will explain tomorrow. And we have a let's assume like how do we build this ECL query means we have another data. Like if we go on the click on the particular code, like we can add the what are the required components to us. If we want to search any diabetes related to CKD, we'll write like diabetes and refinement and output to add refinement, and it will give a what is the required output to paste in this browser. You understand? Did you get my point? No need to copy the queries. We can also build our own queries based by using this ECL builder. Kiran, am I making confusing both? Yeah, hello, Kiran.
Yes, little bit
Yeah,
for ECL query.
Yeah, what I'll do is like I'll stop this session for today, and tomorrow I'll explain what is the concept model and how to write one simple query and how to build the ECL builder. Then you will understand better.
Okay.
Actually,
Yes.
there is no yeah.
Chaitanya,
Yeah, please go ahead.
actually, for Delhi, I think you can take 45 minutes. If we will extend now, so it will be again jumbling.
Okay, fine. No problem. I'll wrap up within the 45 minutes, and again I will explain this SNOMED course tomorrow, and just go through the recordings. I'll share anyway. go to the
Yes,
recording and we'll see. Like let me
So
clear.
this
Yeah.
we tomorrow you can just tell this ECL query how we have to enter and how we
Yeah.
will find
Yeah.
resolutions.
Yeah. I'll explain.
The
one more
previous what you told na that will we understand, no problem.
Okay, fine. Okay, I'll explain tomorrow what is ECL query and how should we write, how should we build the ECL builder.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. It is interesting or like any boring concept?
No, it's
No,
interesting
it is
because this
intense.
querying and how you will search by using search option and taxonomy.
Yeah. Okay.
How many time require for this whole
Actually,
for
writing of
assigned?
writing of ECL query and anything. Actually, we don't need anything. But for understanding, I'm just giving the anyhow we are giving the whole example model, like so. Usually, we'll map
Yes,
with this number. That's it. But anyway, like what are the concepts which are present? There are simple queries are there. Like I'll explain that one and I'll show like disorder of lung. It will give the some values like how to search, and if you just gives the just add in this one, it'll execute. Sometimes if any concept is wrong, it shows error how to make this thing. Anyhow, the data which is available in the all the possible examples are given in this data. Like if you want to add our own ACL structure, there is an option. I'm just giving the example. Anyhow, I'll explain tomorrow. And okay, fine. Anyhow, it's getting late for today. We'll catch up you tomorrow, and I'll share the details to you.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
fine.
Okay,
Chaitanya.
Chetan.
Okay, good night. Bye.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.